Sorry, great recording.
No problem. Just you lift your feet gently up, however you're sitting. If you're sitting on a chair, if you're sitting on the floor, just stretch your legs in the front and flex your ankles. உங்க கால் அந்த கணுக்காலா அது வந்து flex பண்ணுங்க. Front and back ankle flex. Side. Open and close your toes. Then come back to the sitting position. Take a deep inhale. Gradually let go. Relax. Exhale completely. Relax. Bring yourself to this moment. Feel that this moment is complete as it is. You are absolutely fine as you are. Have an intention to be aware of this moment now, your immediate surroundings, your body. Relaxing the 6 points. You're becoming more and more aware of this moment in a state of relaxation. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Harihi Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now, as we are sitting, we don't try to concentrate on anything. You only restrain yourself in your mind from picking up any intention for movement, for doing something, both in the body and in the mind. Something might come up from your memory, then we start projecting. Or something comes from the past, we start reacting. There is no thinking involved, it's instinctive. Whatever pops up in something inside us makes things pop up in the mind. And the moment something pops into our attention, there is a reaction to it, there is a response. Watch this tendency and just don't participate. Just let go. Every time you feel a tendency for a movement of yourself, every time you feel a tendency for a movement of yourself, just let go and come to being in this moment. Knowledge of this moment, there are two aspects right now we can experience. You are aware of the body. We are not trying to arrive at anything. There is the movement of the breathing going on. Now, the moment I mentioned, you are aware of it, right? Once you are aware of it, immediately there is a tendency to act on that awareness. You feel a tendency to do something about it. Maybe if you are aware of the breathing, there is a tendency to take a deep breath. The moment you are aware of the body, there is a tendency to move some limbs. Some tendency will come. The moment you are aware of something, that is knowledge. But there is a relationship between you and what you are aware of. From that comes action. You feel like responding to whatever you are aware of. Notice the difference between these two in your consciousness right now. The moment I say become aware of the breathing, you will make that into a target and you can feel yourself making an effort to concentrate. It comes instinctively. Notice the tendency, let go. There is recognition of the breath. There is awareness of the breath already. You have to recognize this natural awareness of the breath, which you already have right now. We are not improving upon it. You are not improving upon the quality of attention by making an effort. Watch the tendency to look around. Something or the other keeps calling for your attention. Feel the body. Is the body moving? If the body is moving, keep the body absolutely still. every time there is a tendency to assert yourself, there is a tendency for action in the body or mind, recognize the tendency, let go of the tendency, and come to simple awareness without action. Every time you want a result, there is an action. So you are not aware of what you want, but you are only aware of the tendency to act. That is why, we remember things and we react to our memories. When you are carried away by a memory, you meditate and suddenly you find yourself thinking about something in a mental dialogue with somebody. This is all because something pops up and we participate in it. So we have to now work only with our participation in what is in our attention. Whatever comes in our attention, immediately just become aware of your tendency to participate, your tendency to react to it, your tendency to get involved. Only that. You just stay only with that. Constantly be in touch with your tendency to get involved with whatever comes in your awareness. If you are not able to catch that at the simple physical level, the tendency to make a movement, become aware of the tendency, let go of the tendency. There is no tendency in the body to make a movement. If the body feels there is a feeling of wanting to move, you just be aware of that wanting to move, your hand or leg or whatever, that want to move is there, but you don't involve yourself. You recognize it, but don't act on it. Any physical urge, recognize, but do not act on it. This is a skill that we need to develop. We know to either indulge or we know to suppress. We try to do something, it feels okay, we do it. If something feels inappropriate, we try to control that urge and get rid of it. So basically, the moment a movement comes from inside, we try to get rid of it. The moment there is a need, we try to get rid of it either by satisfying or by suppressing. We say a yes or we say a no. Try to become aware of this tendency. It keeps on happening again and again and again. We are working with only this one factor, my tendency to get involved in whatever comes in my awareness. This is what I am working with right now. We are working only with that. Once the body has arrived at a kind of a stillness, you go to the breath. You will become aware of the breath. The moment you are aware of the breath, there is this, when you are effortless, there is this natural awareness of the breath, the rhythm of the breathing. It's already there. And you become aware of the tendency to act on the breath. You have a tendency to prolong it. You have a tendency to prolong it, make it long. You feel like taking a deep breath. Or if the breath is too agitated, you might feel like slowing it down. Something or the other. You don't need to do anything for the breathing to go on. We have to remember this. When we are sleeping, the breathing is going on. We know that. So let us remember that and let the breathing be. While at the same time, we are aware of it. Simply by remaining absolutely still, there is a natural awareness of the breathing. And you resist your tendency to involve in the breathing process. Just let go of your tendency. Don't get involved in it. Stay only with the awareness. ரொம்ப மூச்சு திணற மாதிரி இருக்கு, அடைக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்குன்னா அப்போ ஒரே ஒரு டீப் பிரெத் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. Make yourself comfortable and continue. But see how much you can postpone involving in the breathing. Let it go on. கண்ணு மூடிதான் இருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. We don't have to keep the eyes closed. But the eyes have to be effortless. You don't try to look at anything. You don't try to avoid anything. Body, breath, then comes the different urges, urge tendencies, உந்துதல்கள். நமக்குள்ள இருந்து ஏதாவது ஒரு உந்துதல் வந்துட்டே இருக்கும். ஏதாவது எதுக்காவது ரியாக்ட் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கும். அதெல்லாம் நல்லா கவனிங்க. இப்படி கவனிச்சுட்டு இருக்கிறதே திடீர்னு ஏதோ ஞாபகத்துக்கு வரும். What you have to do today, something that you did yesterday, some interaction with somebody that impacted you, you will remember that. It comes. The moment it comes, also comes your response to that. That is at the mind level. That's a little more subtle. ஒரு லேயர் நாம ஸ்டில் ஆக்கினோம்னா அடுத்த லேயர்ல இருக்கிற ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் வந்து அட்டென்ஷனுக்கு வரும். அப்புறம் அந்த லேயர்ல நாம இன்வால்வே ஆகாம அப்படியே இருந்தோம்னா அது ஓரளவுக்கு ஸ்டெபிலைஸ் ஆகி ஒரு லெவல் ஆஃப் ஹார்மனி வரும். அப்புறம் அதுக்கு இன்னும் அதோட சட்டிலர் லேயர்ல இருக்கிற மூவ்மெண்ட்ஸ்னுடைய அட்டென்ஷன் அவேர்னஸ் வரும். பாடி, பிரீதிங் அண்ட் அர்ஜஸ், மைண்ட், அவர் ஐடியாஸ் அண்ட் டெண்டன்சிஸ், then our preferences. There is a tendency to like something, want something. There is a tendency to dislike something or not want something. That is more fundamental. At the same, you can be aware of all these layers in the same time, but you can give preference to one. You can feel a liking or a disliking for something. என்னடா இந்த கிளாஸ் என்ன முடியாதா, இன்னும் எப்போ எழுந்துக்கு போறோம், that could be there. That's a dislike. That is a restlessness or a not okay with not being okay with that something. Or you are trying to get a nice experience and my voice is constantly interfering. That could be that. Or you are liking the process and you have a tendency to wait for the next instruction. Could be that. That's a very abstract base tendency. Pinadi, you have a tendency towards for something or against something. That is the deepest layer. You, the experiencer, associated with likes and dislikes. Whatever is there is absolutely okay. You don't have to correct anything. This is the most important part. We don't have to correct anything. See if you can spend a few more minutes in that, just a couple of more minutes. Now you don't choose anything. In the next 4 or 5 minutes, we will not choose body, breath, mind, nothing. You just sit, just be aware of yourself, of this moment. Drop the tendency to move towards something, to arrive at something. You are not trying to arrive at a certain quality of attention. You are not trying to arrive at a certain level of stillness. You are not trying to arrive at a certain specific awareness of something, concentration, nothing. The tendency to arrive at something, you just let go and you are. So whatever you become aware of, just recognize your natural response to that comes from you, from inside. You choose to pay more attention only to that aspect. Giving more importance, I will put it like this. You give more importance to your response, natural response to whatever is dominant in your field of attention right now. Whatever is dominant in the field of attention right now, you are recognizing your response to that. Just recognize an intention to understand and be with total acceptance of your natural response to whatever is dominantly present in your attention right now. உங்களோட கவனத்துல என்ன இருக்கோ, உடம்பு லெவல்லையோ, பிரீதிங் லெவல்லையோ, மைண்ட் லெவல்லையோ, என்ன கவனத்துல இருக்கோ, எது ஜாஸ்தியா நம்மளுடைய கவனத்தை ஈர்க்கிறதோ அந்த விஷயத்துக்கு நம்மளுடைய ரியாக்ஷன், நம்ம எப்படி அந்த விஷயம், நம்மளுடைய கவனத்துல இருக்கிற அந்த விஷயத்துக்கு நாம எப்படி ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்றோம், அதுக்கு ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ற டெண்டன்சி என்ன மாதிரி, எந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் நமக்குள்ள இருந்து அதை நோக்கி வருது, அந்த ஆஸ்பெக்டை மட்டும் கவனிக்கணும். நம்மளுடைய ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் டு வாட் எவர் இஸ் டாமினன்ட் இன் த அட்டென்ஷன். Only being aware of it, not trying to correct it. Whatever is the response is okay. Just being aware of it. Once you are settled in the non-reactive commitment, the commitment to staying non-reactive to the natural attention that is there, to whatever is in your field of attention. Just become conscious of your outgoing breath. The force of the outgoing breath. Just be conscious of that. மூச்சு வெளியில போற அந்த மூவ்மெண்ட்டை மட்டும் அதுக்கு மட்டும் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் கொடுங்க. அதை மட்டும் செலக்டிவா அதுல அட்டென்ஷன் கொடுங்க. When you focus on your outgoing breath, any mental tendency that you have active in your system, you will feel that it is dissolving and going with that. It's kind of settling down. It kind of goes down back to not being there. Whatever is the thought, feelings, or anything that you have, that you feel in your system, when you concentrate on the outgoing breath, this tendencies and urge, whatever urge is active in your body, that urge will come down in amplitude. It will become weak, or it feels like as though that urge is dissolving and going away with the outgoing breath. Every time you feel very agitated about something, either in an excited way, positive way, or in a negative way, just sit, keep the body absolutely still, observe the breathing, come to this moment. Don't try to do anything about your urge, whether it be excitement, a liking to want something, or not want or get rid of something, or disliking something, or anger. Any strong feeling is there, accept it, completely accept it. It's okay, it's there, it's just a movement of the mind, it is there. And concentrate on the outgoing breath. Simply concentrate on the outgoing breath mechanically. And this restlessness will kind of dissolve into the outgoing breath tendency. It will kind of dissolve, it will come down in amplitude. If it is very strong, it will become less strong and weak. And then you will not feel the restlessness. Whatever is causing that urge, that thought form will be there, but you will not experience it as a active restlessness, as something that pushes you to act. You will not feel the tendency that it is pushing you to act. That compulsion, that push will not be there. It will be just an idea, a thought, a suggestion. By concentrating on the outgoing breath. Now you can try a small exercise. You can try to remember something that you desire very much. Maybe something that you dislike very much, something that is really bothering you, some situation, some person. Anything. You don't want that, You're not okay with that. Stay conscious of that and concentrate on the outgoing breath. Accept your reactions to that, your natural feelings, whatever you have, and you remember that everything is okay as it is, no problem. Just concentrate on the outgoing breath. Just like how the events in your dream are meaningless on waking up, similarly, all your emotions and feelings are meaningless in the context of higher awareness. So whatever is there is going to be meaningless. Your positives and negatives both are equally meaningless. So don't worry about it. You don't have to judge yourself based on it. Just let go, let it be. All you have to be or be. Once that emotion comes up, you remember that. Once the feeling is there, concentrate on the outgoing breath. When your focus on the outgoing breath is really good, see what happens to this negative reaction inside you. After the exhalation, you are conscious of your feeling. And in the next exhalation, you focus on the breath. When the breath is going out, the focus is on the breath. When the breath is beginning to go out, the focus is on the breath. After the breathing out is over, you become conscious of how you're feeling, your emotion. Again, when the breath is going out, the focus is on the breath. The background noise, you can see that it starts dissolving, It becomes a kind of a silence. It goes into a kind of a calmness. And the quality of attention improves. Whatever is bothering you, you remember that. Your botheration comes down and your awareness of it improves. There are two things happening. There is something bothering you. You are aware of it and you are reacting to it based on your dislike or your preferences. So when you concentrate on the outgoing breath, your reaction component comes down. You don't react. And then only your awareness of it improves. When you continue to do that, and all the reactions are dissolved and they come down and it's almost not there, you might get you will feel like you are, very intimately aware of it in a very peaceful way. And that might generate a new understanding about the whole thing. You might get a new insight about whatever is bothering you. You will feel, you might probably get a new insight about it. a new clarity. You may not know exactly, but you will feel somehow more clarity regarding that and more confident regarding that. You will be bothered less. You are more aware and more confident in facing that. Concentrating only on the exhalation and becoming aware of your reactions. Exhalation, you are aware of your reaction to it. Exhalation, like that. Once you experience some calmness, you can start repeating your positive affirmation that you have arrived at regarding the thing that bothered you. Right? I will explain about that now. Okay, gently open your eyes. If your eyes are closed, take a breath. Maybe stretch a little bit. And stretch your leg. Flex your ankles a little bit. Open and close your hands. Yeah. Okay. Right. So about this positive affirmation, if you remember from the last class, I said every dislike or hatred or anger or a frustration, every negative emotion has its equivalent positive emotion behind it, which got frustrated. Dvesha, behind that is a raga. Behind every anger is a liking or a love that got frustrated. I am angry in the traffic signal, in the jam. Behind that is my preference for a clear green signal and a clear pathway and less traffic and more disciplined traffic. This is my preference. I want a disciplined traffic. I want a clear signal and I want less chaotic traffic and I want a clear path to reach my office or wherever. This gets frustrated. So then it becomes anger or dislike or like, you are uncomfortable with that. So this uncomfortable is in different levels. It can be at the level of a rage, like where you are totally lost in it. You have become that anger and you are completely into it and it has taken over your system. Or it can be like a suggestion. It's not like from inside. That discomfort is there. So you are working with the discomfort. You are trying to make yourself comfortable and you are not throwing out your anger. That is the next level. Then behind that is only like an idea. Oh, it's not nice. It doesn't push you. It's there. It's preference. It just gives you a bad mood probably, but it doesn't push you to action. There is no push, but it's just a preference. I don't like it. Just a preference. It's like some, something that doesn't concern you, some event somewhere. Oh, there is a tornado in Florida. There is a tornado in Florida. Poor people, no? They're all suffering. All of it doesn't push you. There is a tornado out in your backyard. Then it's another story, right? So the moment the I involvement, to the extent of your I involvement, I and mind, we get involved, it gets compounded and it becomes more and more intense and pushes into action, right? So now what we are doing is, see where you are in. If it is in the urge level, very strong urge to act, instantly you do this. Exhale fully, just exhale with full force. And when you're doing, you become aware of your anger, urge, rage, whatever. You full awareness of it. From the force of that dislike or the rage or the anger, you exhale with full force and hold the breath outside. and you become more and more aware of the anger or whatever is you are not okay with. Let go. Again, there will be a little bit of some more urge, some more restlessness about it left. Send it out through the exhaling breath. That the force of the restlessness expresses itself as a fast exhalation. Hold. Like that, do some 3-4 times and let go. And just then you will see that the force has come down. Then you focus on exhaling breath and then being aware of it. After the exhalation, you are aware of it and focusing on the exhaling. But see, I am not telling you are aware of it in inhalation. I'm not telling that because I don't want you to think about inhalation. I want you to think about only the exhalation. Focus only on the exhalation and your urge. Exhalation, your urge. Complete acceptance of your emotion, your urge, your restlessness, whatever is there, it's okay. It's there in the mind. You are not it. So complete acceptance of that and concentrating on the exhaling breath. Pratyardana vidaranabhyam va pranasya or sutra based on that. Okay. So nothing, this is nothing that we have invented. Everything is there in Yoga Sutra and Bhagavad Gita and all the texts. We just have to take the right stuff and apply. So this is application of that Yoga Sutra in a milder level. So you are first, if it is very strong, see where you are. You are having that strong urge to act. You know, it's pushing you, physical. Then you are aware of it. Forceful exhalation and holding the breath for 2-3 seconds. Aware of it. Forceful exhalation, holding the breath. Aware of it. Like that. 3-4 times. Just 2-3 seconds, hold panna porom. Strong exhale. Use that restless force to exhale. Hold the breath. Become aware of it. Let go. Again, when the inhaling is over, when the exhaling is about to begin, forceful exhalation. When forceful exhale, aware of it. Let go. Forceful exhale. Hold it. Be aware of it. Let go. For 4-5 times. Then you will see that the body has kind of at the body level or restlessness or it's some that push that will come down. And then you can simply be aware of it and work with the normal breath, focusing only on the exhale and awareness of it. Natural exhale, awareness of it, natural exhale. Then the background force will come down. Once it comes down, you will suddenly develop a, how do you know it has come down? You will suddenly that whatever is the factor that is bothering you, that will become, you will become kind of more aware of it. Suddenly the awareness part, your reaction part will come down and you will be more aware of it. Your reaction part won't be there. You'll just be aware of it. You will recognize your preference to it. Then you remember how you would like it to be, because that's what got frustrated and you that expressed as a dislike or an anger. You just remember how you would like it to be and just verbalize it. If, for example, somebody badmouthed you and you are very angry, you feel like slapping the person, exhale, hold till the urge to slap comes down. You know, and then it's only aware, and then you focus on the strong urge is not there, weak urge is there. Only the tendency is there. You focus on the exhale. That disapproval is there. The disapproval urge and the emotion goes down, dissolves with every exhale. You are aware of it. Then suddenly you are completely more aware. There is no reaction to it. You are just aware of that whole episode and how you are affected. And suddenly you will feel like you are understanding it more. And then just repeat how you think it should have been, you know, or how I think it should be. But as an affirmation, this person will talk to me properly, or I will really appreciate when this person talks to me in this manner. I appreciate when the situation is like this. No, you have to make, there will be certain patterns in our life. It keeps on repeating. Certain type of situations keep repeating. So you sit, take a break and you sit and think about it, that situation, and you write your affirmation. You think about it, exhale. When you remember the situation like now, that your reaction comes up, focus on exhale, focus on exhale. Your reaction to it is gone, and then you are aware of it. You are aware of your preference towards it, and then become conscious of how you would like to be. And staying in touch with that, your preference, write an affirmation in the sense, I would enjoy or I would appreciate when it is like this. That's all. Or I would appreciate if that situation goes like this. I would appreciate when that person behaves like this, whatever. So you have to write your own words that are relevant for you in your relationship with that situation. The positive equivalent, whatever is the positive equivalent that is getting disturbed because of the current reality, you tune to that positive equivalent and mentally live that and write that as an affirmation. So when your awareness of that situation is very good and your reactions have already gone after 5 or 6, 10 minutes of this exhaling, focus on the exhale, full awareness of that, your disagreement is there, tune to what you agree and verbalize your mentally, or even, like a whisper or even loudly, I would like this to be like this, whatever you have written down. Repeat it a few times and you completely see a kind of an expansion coming over your chest. The negativity is gone and you will feel a kind of an expansion coming over. Right? So this is the technique of putting a break on dvesha, dislike or a negativity, and resolving it into the positivity, resolving the reactions into the prana. All the reaction patterns are resolved into the prana, and there is a quietness, and in the quietness there is enhanced awareness, and you are re-networking the neural pathway towards that situation. You are tuning it to, you are tuning to the positive equivalent that you want. You are giving more importance to what you want rather than giving importance to reacting to what you don't want. What you don't want, I want to get rid of this. So instead of focusing on getting rid of what I don't want, I am shifting the neural pathway to what I want, what I would like, what I would prefer. So that creates a completely different kind of a positive feel, and it gives a kind of a wholesome, kind of a harmonious experience, and you stay with that for some time and leave it. When you do it repeatedly, you will see in a very short time that external situation itself will change. That external situation that keeps on, I did that with this, previously people were allowed to smoke in the bus. I was getting absolutely annoyed with this, So then I did with this, something like this exercise. And I was focusing only on how I would like. Then previously when I was reacting more, there were more instances of a smoker coming next to me. So now when I change to this, the instances of smoker coming is less, and I'm always getting the nice person coming and sitting next to me. It starts happening. The world responds in a different way. This really happens. It's like a magic. So you can try this in all little things. You start with very strong things so that it's more tangible to work with. Then you will be able to work with subtler and subtler things. So try this and let me know. This is one way of dealing with the klesha of dvesha, which expresses as dislike, as anger, as disapproval, and all kinds of negativity are based on this klesha pattern called dvesha, and this is how you deal with that. And then we will work with excessive desires. We will work with that next time. It's not about always getting what you want. It's sometimes peace is about getting rid of what you want when it is excess, right? So we'll work on that in the next class. So let me know, try this out and let me know how it goes. Any question is there, you can ask for 2-3 minutes. Any doubt in this technique or anything else? And of course, you have to listen to this whole thing again to get a better grip of it.
How do you find out what we are thinking? This is something that is amazing. It has amazed me today.
It's general. Everybody is doing the same thing. It's a human pattern. No big deal. I tried hard not to remind you about your breakfast. I wanted to say breakfast upma, but I resisted that. One of my students said, "Gee, you are always giving food example. Don't give." So I said, "Okay, I'll not give food example."
But this smoker example was a real one. I could relate to that.
Yeah, it's everybody's reality. So just a standard human pattern. Okay, Pradana, we can finish. I'll finish with the prayer. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Tatsate. Thank you. Recording stopped. Yeah.
That automatically stop. I know.
Okay.